Welcome to California Unearthed. This is part 2 of my California Railroad Museum video. In part 1, we walked around Old Town Sacramento and checked out the passenger and freight depot, along with a lot of the engines and rail cars that surround those depots. But in this episode, we're going to step inside the museum, and we're going to be there for the next 3 episodes. So come with me as we step inside the California Railroad Museum and see what they have to offer inside. First train we see as soon as we walk in. Art gallery here. Take a look at some of these cool railroad photographs. It's always fun looking at these pictures of engines and tracks. I've always liked looking at like railroad track pictures. Kind of cool. Make really good art. Here we see the showing of a campsite for the engineering of the route over the Sierra Nevada. Like I said, that's one of the most difficult parts of building the western part of the Transcontinental Railroad. Here this, I guess, will be Theodore Judith surveying that route over the Sierra Nevada, living in a tent while he's doing it. I know nothing about railroads, engines, anything like that, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. I just know the history of the Transcontinental Railroad, so a lot of this stuff will be reading off of what they have here. Like this engine behind me. The rest of the stuff will be pretty much reading off of the display cards. Tokens of remembrance. So we just found out that the Governor of Stamford here, number one, this is the original first locomotive built on the East Coast and brought over by ship around Cape Horn of South America and then reassembled here. So this was the first locomotive engine. Called the number one, Governor Stamford. It's over 160 years old. It's incredible. "10 miles of track laid in one day, April 28th, 1869. This is right before the Golden Spike in Promontory, Utah. It was a race for the East and the West to connect. And the implements of the Transcontinental Railroad, it would take 4 or 5 months, 6 months to go overland to get from the east to the west. With the Transcontinental Railroad now built, it would be 7 days. The railroad was so important to transporting people and freight across the country. The thing also to remember about the Transcontinental Railroad is while it was being built, they had to fight against Native Americans for land. And also you have to remember this is being built during the Civil War. The feet all on its own. So you had North and South fighting while the Transcontinental Railroad is being built. A lot of violence. Look at these rail wheels. There's the eastern terminus. It's Promontory Rock. That's where the east and western met. And Sacramento on the west. So engine number 12 that we were just looking at the front of is one of the oldest locomotives in the United States. Side note, I was just looking at these benches. These are really cool. I always love these benches, the railroad benches. You see these in Grand Central Station, Union Station. Those are cool. But yeah, no, this is one of the oldest engines in the United States. This ran between Virginia City, Reno, and Truckee. It ran part of Transcontinental Railroad for a little while. Well, we're starting to get into some rail cars now. Baggage and Express. That's what the inside looks like. Sonoma. Oh yeah, look at this. Let's go down this train and look at these cards. North Pacific Coast. One thing you gotta remember is there's other trains running in California before the Transcontinental Railroad and the Central Pacific Railroad. There's other train companies in existence. So it's not like the Central Pacific was the first train company in California. That's so cool. I always find railroad architecture kind of cool. Western Union. Hey, do you belong up there? I think you should probably get down. It's not safe up there. Oh, I see. You're trying to escape. Oh, maybe this person's got better food, I guess. Freight? That looks like a hard kind of labor. This thing they built 1,900 miles by hand, hammering each spike in. That's it for this episode of California Unearthed. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you haven't seen part 1, I will put a link in the description down below for that. Go watch that. And then look forward to part 3 and 4 coming up real soon. In part 3, we will continue our tour throughout the Railroad Museum. And in part 4, we will go upstairs and check out the model railroad exhibit that they have upstairs. It is fascinating. We'll see you guys on part 3.